Come in with the high pitch today.
What's good, Blood fam? Happy Thursday. We are back. We don't have a lot of time today, but we're going to do week 12 picks. Sorry we weren't here last week. Our schedule just could not make it happen no matter what we did. We tried everything, but we're back this week. This is going to be probably our quickest picks probably ever. We're gonna have to just run through them just so we can have a gap right before Thursday night football starts. So bear with us. If we see all your chats, if we don't respond to them, don't be offended. We see them and we do care. But we appreciate you being here. A little bit recap on last week. Even though we weren't in here, we did make picks. Papa Blood went 11-3, freaking show off. And I went 10-4. So we had a great week, really. The difference in a good week and bad week is I actually got the Thursday night football game right last week. Anyway, so we're going to hop into week 12. This week we've got 6 teams on the bye. I think this is the one week with the most teams out all season, which means we only have 13 games. So if you screw up bad this week, it's gonna look even worse. Anyway, how about getting into some picks, Papa Blood?
I'm definitely into some picks this week, and I'm definitely not sure that this game is going to be super entertaining. Hopefully they
you say this game. We've got 13 games to talk about. So
well, you know what? I'm just getting ready to say the first game.
Well, nobody can read your mind. I just said we got 13 games this week, and you said, "Yeah, this game's gonna blow."
Well,
Okay,
I thought we were starting at the beginning. My bad for assuming.
Well, we were almost there. We hadn't made it there, but we were almost there. We're gonna kick off Thursday night football. Papa Blood's already given his little spiel on it. I'm gonna go first. I don't care if I get this pick right or wrong because I've only gotten 3 this year, which I'm very happy about that 3. But anyway, I'm going to take the Browns to play spoiler at home on Thursday night football. They should not win this game by any means, but I think Thursday night games are always weird. Weird stuff happens. Primetime in general. Remember when the Titans, Will Levis put up 30 points on the Dolphins? No one thought they could do that even against a struggling Dolphins team. So give me the Browns, play spoiler. It's getting to that time of year where teams start to do that. And so I'm going to go on a whim and take the Browns.
Well, I don't have as big a set of balls as you do on that pick. I do. The one thing I don't like about the Browns this year is that they lead the NFL in pre-snap penalties. They got like 41 pre-snap penalties, which is just stupid mistakes at the quarterback position. I hope Jameis gets it together tonight. I hope they win this game in a battle of field goals. It's going to take probably 5 field
goals. You got that right.
It's going to take about 5 of them bad boys to win, and I want the Browns to win, but I'm going to go with the excellent kicker of Boswell for Pittsburgh to be their MVP again. Give me the Steelers on the road.
Let's just crown Boswell MVP of the whole season, like league MVP right now, because who's playing better than that guy? Tell me. Nobody. I mean, no one can
single-handedly won 2 games this year.
Week 1 and last week, right? Yeah. I mean... But that's the point I'm making. Last week, we had the 2 top teams in the North battle it out, and the Steelers won with, 6 field goals. And so they never got into the end zone and won. I could see one mistake.
Listen, I was going to give you one more.
Give me Nick Chubb to get it done.
Give me one more thing on that. My hope is that Pittsburgh has a letdown after that brutal game against the Baltimore.
Boswell's legs probably tired, so.
Boswell's legs tired. I just can't go against the Steelers in this game, but I applaud that.
I don't normally, but I do like them, and I like the Browns in this matchup, not for being the better team, but for getting the primetime win.
Yeah,
If this game was on Monday, I'd pick the Steelers by default, but it's on Thursday, so bring on the stupidity. I don't care if I lose this pick. Go Browns.
Let's go.
Moving on to the next, we're getting rid of my team first. We got the Chiefs heading to the Panthers. I'll keep it short and sweet. This game's gonna be way closer than it ever needed to be. I've known that since watching this team play all season long. I've known it since the beginning of the year. Give me the Panthers to cover the spread. Give me the Chiefs to bounce back after a L to the Bills and get the dub.
I'm with you 100%. As much as I love Adam's enthusiasm, I just don't see them pulling a win out in this game.
Adam's delusion.
Enthusiasm. I'm not going to call it delusion. Give me the Chiefs on the road by about 7.
I give them about 4. I give them about 4. Just because you're gonna hate me when we win. Look, Bryce Young hasn't played a defense quite like ours just yet, so we got one of the best defenses in the league. And I can comfortably say that for like the first time ever in the Patrick Mahomes era. So I like my defense more than the Panthers defense. Therefore, this is a no-brainer. But I also know how the Chiefs play football and have always played football. So this game will be close. But I do like the Chiefs to bounce back here, unbiased. After getting smacked in the mouth, which is exactly what I wanted to happen last week.
Fair enough.
Next game, we've got an NFC North divisional matchup. We got the Vikings at the Bears. Sam Darnold was limited on Wednesday, but he was a full participant today. He's good to go. Give me the Vikings because F the Bears.
I'm with you again. I'm going Vikings, although I think the Bears are turning a corner. They had a little bit of improvement with the new OC last week, but there's still a lot of dysfunction in Chicago. I think Kevin O'Connell might be coach of the year regardless of situation. Go ahead and give me the Vikes.
Moving on, we've got the AFC South matchup. Titans heading to Texas to take on the Texans. Texans have been kind of struggling a little bit lately. I do feel, and people are going to think I sound crazy, I do fear that this could potentially be a trap game with the Texans being a little more vulnerable than, they should be. I am going to take the Texans at home. But I got this weird feeling in my stomach that the Titans might pull some dumb stuff and win this game.
I mean, I see your thought process there, but the presence of Nico Collins on Monday night was huge. It really opened the field up a little bit more, and I think that's only going to improve this week. The Titans I feel like they're in almost tank mode, not quite there yet, but Joe Mixon played incredible against Dallas. Give me the Texans at home.
I think the Texans playing an NFC opponent and the Texans playing a divisional opponent are just two different styles of football games, which is the only reason I know what the Texans did to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not good right now, and also they're not in the Texans division. So I think this game looks a little different. Realistically, it should be the same final score, 34-10 or whatever, but I would never pick the Titans on this one, but it's just an upset watch. Not an alert, like I'm confident. It's just a leeriness, I think.
Let's go.
Moving on to I think this is a very interesting matchup. We've got the 9-1 Lions heading to take on the 5-6 Colts. This is a 1:00 matchup just due to the nature. I think, we didn't know what the Colts were going to look like this year, but this could have eventually been a primetime game, in my opinion. The Lions, they're crazy right now. The Colts are in a weird spot right now. This one feels really weird to me, but I'm just going to take the safe bet, take the Lions, because I don't know what this game's going to look like.
It's got the potential, right? If Anthony Richardson can live up to half of his expectation and complete 60% of his passes in this game, I think it's going to be a little tighter than what you give it credit for.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel too.
I think they miss Hutchinson more than it shows on the stat sheet right now. But You know what? I'm down with the Kitties, man. I'm going with the Lions because I like this team. I loved them last year. I loved them the year before that, and they've always been one of my low key roots. So I'm gonna pick them against the Colts, even though I know there's a lot of Colts fans that are gonna disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the Colts win that game. I think that's a big win for them, and I think it's within their reach, but I just don't know if this is the correct week for them to try to play the Lions. Like maybe in 2 weeks from now, I would be like, hey, I think they're gonna win this game, but right now they're in a weird spot. They're playing much better with Anthony Richardson this last game, but I just don't know if it's enough.
Let's go.
Moving on to the next, Patriots versus Dolphins. Look, history says that the Patriots might win this game. And I kind of feel like it could happen. But I kind of like the momentum that Miami's riding with right now also. They have their eyes set on a wild card spot, and it is attainable, even sitting at 4-6. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. But I do feel like, I don't know, the Patriots are playing a little, they're impressing me for their record.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh, but I think has even more so than some of the other games. This has kind of game of the week possibility.
I think so too.
Not because of the record of the two teams, but both teams are trending in the better direction right now. They're both trending up, and something's going to have to give. When something is that tight to me, I go with the home team. Give me the Fins at home.
Yeah, I mean, historically, the Patriots have like weird success against the Dolphins. Like weird success. And I mean that weird. But everything is pointing towards the Patriots for me in this one. But I'm going to ride the momentum wave of the Dolphins for sure. Not that the Patriots don't have it, but their season is a little bit further out of reach than the Dolphins. Moving on to the next. Oh God, we got the 4-6 Bucks heading to take on the 2-8 Giants. Daniel Jones will not be probably even dressed. He was practicing at the safety position on the practice squad today, so Giants are in shambles. I know that a quarterback change makes this game a little more interesting because of how teams play against backups, but I'm not going to fall for it. Give me the Bucks. Have them cover. I don't even care. Baker gonna bake. Giants gonna whatever.
I love this game, and I really like to see I like to see Tommy DeVito back on the field. That just tells me how far down the ladder Daniel Jones has fallen. Tommy DeVito is a trinket quarterback, for the fans to get it behind something.
I was kind of hoping to see Drew Lock, not gonna lie.
Yeah, and they've really kind of locked him into that 2 slot, and he's just going to stay there. But Mike Evans is practicing. If he's back on the field, I'm very much more confident in the Bucks. But I like the Bucks as is. I think Baker's going to pull this team from the depths and earn a wild card spot.
I agree with you 100%. All right, moving on. We've got the Cowboys, 3-7 Cowboys. Don't forget about that part. 3-7, heading to take on the 7-4 Commanders. Give me my boys. I don't care about the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't think there's any hope in D-Town right now, and they're going to Washington, and I feel like the Comanches are going to be hungry this week. I feel like they're going to play some of their best football.
Yeah, they had a tough, tight loss against the Eagles last week.
I just feel like it's time. They've had a couple of tight losses in a row. I feel like Jaden Daniels is learning as he goes with a winning record. Give me the Comanches. I don't think it's going to be close.
Moving on to the next one. I know we're going to disagree on this. We've got the 6-5 Broncos heading to take on the 2-8 Raiders. Raiders play against the Broncos really well, even in shambles. Raiders lost last week, but offensively look so much better with a little bit of coordinator change. So give me the Raiders, play spoiler, and do what they do. They already lost to the Broncos once this year. I never had it in the cards, no matter what season either of these two teams having, the Raiders would ever get swept by Denver. I know you're not going to want to agree with that one, but I think it's true. I watch this division a little closer than you do, so I feel a lot more comfortable taking the Raiders to get the win here. And it's not a hater pick. It's the Raiders against the Broncos is like the Chiefs versus the Broncos. It's the Chargers who get their heads kicked in by the Broncos.
I know you're a history person, but right now I just feel like the Broncos are the overall better team, and I don't know what that Raiders offense is ever going to look like. I have to take the Broncos on the road. Bo Nix.
Yeah, I knew you were going to take the Broncos, and I'm good with that one. I think the Broncos should win this game, but I know how the Raiders play against them specifically. This rivalry doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't matter if one team is ass and the other team is great. The outcome usually seems very similar every year. But yeah, I also just want the Raiders to win. But even if I wasn't a Broncos hater, I think I still would have picked the Raiders in this spot. Moving on to the next, we've got the 49ers sitting at 500, heading to take on the 7-3 Packers. You don't believe in a sweep? No, I don't believe in the Denver Broncos. F them. But I believe that the Packers are going to break the cycle of losing to the 49ers in the regular season. And so give me Jordan Love. I believe in the love.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree, even though I think 49ers might be a little bit better roster. But I saw Green Bay today. It looks like it's going to be a mush match up there this weekend. Cold, good, hard, gridiron football. And
the Packers just got their rookie running back also, Marshawn.
Yeah. But I just don't feel like this Niners team is. I don't feel like it's burning on all cylinders, right? I feel like there's still something wrong with the team. It might be BP at the quarterback position. I'm not 100% sure, but I do like Jordan Love and the Pack to get the win at home to dwindle the Niners' playoff chances just a little bit more.
Okay, all right, moving on to continue the streak of the NFC West. We've got the Cardinals heading to the Seahawks. And this feels like a toss-up game, but what I'm gonna tell you is I know the Cardinals have the slightly better record, and I have lost my faith in the Seahawks. One of the things about this division and their matchups is I'm so scared to pick the away team ever. Even though the away team has won one or two of these matchups this year, I am gonna take the Seahawks. I know how you feel about Geno Smith right now, but even in their recent losses, they've showed incredible fourth quarter fight. And, if they just play like that all four quarters, they would have no problem winning games. But, whatever is in their game plan. But I'm going to take the Hawks to level the playing field in that division.
Geno Smith is incredibly inconsistent. Some days he throws a beautiful Montana ball down the field. Some days he looks like let me think of somebody I don't like. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there, but some days he looks bad. But you know what? The Cardinals are hot, and I don't trust the Cardinals in this game for some reason. This one is an instinctual pick, but I'm going with Geno and the Seahawks at home. I said I wouldn't do it no more this year after I got burnt, but for some reason I feel like they're going to win.
Oh man,
I'm not sure why. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I am picking the Seahawks.
You picked with me, so the Cardinals for sure. That's a lock. They're going to win that game.
Yeah, just wait. It only gets worse from here. Let's go.
All right. We've got the 8-2 Eagles heading to take on the 5-5 Rams on Sunday Night Football. I think this is the Eagles' letdown game, so give me the Rams at home. The Rams played really good on primetime, period, this year. Even when they were down bad, even in their losses, they played good. I think the Eagles have been riding high for a few weeks, but they've gotten a couple close wins. And so I think this is the turning point, and the Rams get the dub at home.
I'm going to disagree with you again. I'm a Matty Stafford homer. I love the Rams at home normally, but I'm really hot on the Eagles right now. I feel like they're not playing their best football, but they're winning fairly convincingly and playing good teams. Saquon, I'm enamored with the way he's playing now, very driven, and I think Jalen Hurts will get the dub on the road.
Fair. I'm kind of surprised about that, but
right?
I like it. And moving on to the hardest game of the week, we've got Monday Night Football. 7-4 Ravens at the 7-3 Chargers. I'm gonna let you go. I don't even know.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm still a little butthurt over the Chargers winning last week. I'm actually a lot butthurt. I didn't feel like Joe Burrow got a fair shake in that game. I feel like he was kind of beat on a little bit unneedingly, and so therefore I'm mad. I'll look for Lamar to run all over this team and prove that the Chargers are not for real. My Bengals are struggling. Give me the Ravens on the road.
I think right now, in this specific situation, you would want the Chargers to win because the Ravens have more losses.
Okay, yeah, fair. That's fair. I should want, but I feel like the Ravens are going to win the game.
Okay, so I couldn't decide, so I just went and looked at the history between these two teams because I did not know. The Ravens lead the series all time 9-6, and they lead away at the Chargers 5-4. So I'm just gonna take the Ravens as well. I don't have a reason.
Battle of the Harbaughs. I think I have no idea. This is a coin flip to me. This is a true coin flip game. They're both playing really well. And I don't know. Playoffs are getting close, baby. Let's go.
Yep. So I'm gonna lock that in. Final answer. Ravens, I guess. That was the least biased also, because I would rather the Chargers get into the playoffs than the Broncos 10 out of 10 times. So
I think it's
yeah. All right. Well, we don't have a lot of time, so we're gonna go ahead and close this down. You want to post a link in the chat real quick to the Thursday night game stream? We'll be on there in just a few minutes. Just give us a second to collect ourselves, and we'll be back and live ASAP Rocky. But we appreciate you all for being here, kicking it with us. Sorry we didn't get to talk with you too much in the chat. We can definitely talk more over at the Thursday night stream. There's the link right there. If you want to come over and hang with us for a few while we watch this AFC North dumpster fire. We appreciate you all. We're going to shut it down, and we will see you very, very soon.